all, today's top breaking news with Gitanjali from Bayan Times. Andhra Pradesh High Court orders CBI inquiry into manhandling of doctor during his arrest in Vizag. The Andhra Pradesh High Court on Friday ordered a CBI inquiry into the alleged high-handed behavior of the Visakhapatnam police during the arrest of Dr. Sudhakar, a government anesthetist. The court directed the CBI to submit its report in 8 weeks. On May 16, Dr. Sudhakar was arrested on National Highway at Akayapalim in Visakhapatnam for creating a nuisance and shifted to Fort Town Police Station and later to the government hospital for mentally ill. However, following criticism, the police department suspended a police constable who beat up the doctor with his baton while arresting him. The anesthetist, who worked at Narsipatnam Government Hospital, was earlier suspended after his allegations that he was not provided N95 mask. Following the incident, Telugu Mahila President Vangalapudi Anita wrote a letter to the High Court explaining how police misbehaved with the doctor. Taking the issue so motu, the High Court issued notices to the state government and on learning that Dr. Sudhakar was injured while he was arrested, directed the Visakhapatnam district judge to inquire into the incident and also take the doctor's statement. Taking cognizance of the report from the district judge, the High Court ordered a CBI inquiry. Andhra CM releases first installment of Rs 450 crore to MSMEs to bail them out of crisis. Extending a helping hand to the MSME sector to bail them out of a crisis, Chief Minister Y.S. Jagannath Reddy on Friday released Rs 450 crore, the first tranche of Rs 950 crore industrial incentives due to them. It is a part of Rs 1,110 crore restart package for MSMEs. Addressing the district collectors and representatives of MSMEs through a video conference, he said, after the agriculture sector, the MSME sector is the major job provider at the local level. If we cannot save the MSME sector, unemployment will only grow. He observed and stressed the need for a hand-holding approach with a humane face for MSMEs. Pointing out that the state economy is in bad shape, the Chief Minister said in spite of that, they have decided to help MSMEs as they understood their problems are more severe. We have decided to clear Rs 905 crore industrial incentive dues to MSMEs in 2 installments and released Rs 450 crore today, and the balance will be released on June 29. He said, Jagan said though industrial incentives were announced by the previous regime, they were not paid in time and year after year they kept on piling up. It is a classic example of promises not kept which created problems for MSMEs. Heatwave warning for 4 days in Andhra Pradesh, Vijayawada records 46 degrees Celsius. Temperatures across Andhra Pradesh shot up on Thursday, prompting the State Disaster Management Authority (SDMA) to issue a heatwave warning across the state. District administrations have been put on high alert in view of a heatwave warning issued by the India Meteorological Department (IMD) for next 4 days. Daytime temperatures on Thursday hovered between 43 and 46 degrees Celsius. The highest, 46 degrees Celsius, was recorded in Vijayawada, which was 4.9 degrees Celsius hotter than normal. A 47-year-old migrant worker who was walking from Tamil Nadu towards West Bengal collapsed and died near Atkuru, suspectively due to a heat stroke. Officials, however, have not confirmed the cause of the death. At Bapatla and Jangamaheshwarapuram in Guntur district, mercury touched 45.6 and 45.4 degrees Celsius respectively. As many as 7 places in state witnessed temperatures above the 44-degree mark on Thursday. Dandu Bazar, a hotbed with 25 active cases, is in Visakhapatnam. With a 65-year-old woman from Chandavidhi testing positive on Wednesday, the number of active cases in Dandu Bazar has risen to 25, one-fourth of the total cases in Visakhapatnam district. The spread of the killer virus in the area, comprising narrow lanes and by-lanes, made a task of officials all the more tough initially. An intensive surveillance was taken up in Dandu Bazar to test all primary and secondary contacts. The first case reportedly contracted the virus from a 27-year-old youth who returned from Hyderabad. A youth along with 2 women family members also tested positive. Since then, more people are testing positive. GVMC Chief Medical Officer of Health KVLG Shastri told TNIE on Thursday that they had quarantined almost all contacts of the first positive case and the ones being reported now are those that are already under quarantine. He said by quarantining a large number of contacts, they could check the spread of the virus to an extent. Vizag Airport ready to receive domestic flights. Vishakhapatnam Airport is well prepared to receive domestic flights as per the decision taken by the central government to resume operations. Speaking to TNIE, Airport Director M. Rajakishore said, airport has already been made touch-free to ensure social distancing. The airport preparedness was well exhibited while handling 3 flights which arrived as part of Vande Bharat mission, he said. Vizag Airport used to handle 76 flights, both arrivals and departures before lockdown. Now initially, flights will be operated to metro cities. As Vizag is well connected to metros, it will receive one-third of flights and schedule will be announced by Directorate General of Civil Aviation (DGCA) after getting the nod of the Civil Aviation Ministry. He said as airport preparedness was complete, airlines preparedness will be assessed now and based on it proposals will be approved. Proposals were sought from Indigo, SpaceJet, AirAsia, Air India and Alliance and their proposals were forwarded. COVID-19 tally in Andhra Pradesh touches 2,667, death toll rises to 55. Another 62 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours by Friday morning at 9 am, taking the total number of COVID-19 cases in Andhra Pradesh to 2,667. The COVID-19 toll in the state increased to 55, with one more person succumbing to the virus in Krishna district. According to a media bulletin issued by the State Command Control Room on Friday morning, out of 62 new cases, 18 people, 14 from Nellore and 8 from Chittur, have a travel history of visiting Coimbatore Wholesale Market in Chennai. A total 8,415 samples were tested in the last 24 hours and only 62 tested positive. Andhra Pradesh continues to be number 1 among the states in the number of tests performed per million people. On average, 5,321 samples per million are being tested in the state, whereas 1,916 samples per million are being tested at the national level. The positivity rate in the state is at 0.94%, which is better than the national average of 4.36%. Recovery rate of 65.84% in the state is higher than 40.99% at all India level. All-woman migrant group from Kuwait reaches Vijayawada. The first group, repatriated under the Kuwait Amnesty Program, reached Vijayawada International Airport at 5 p.m. on Thursday. The all-women group of 145 foreign returnees belong to the migrant workers category. As part of the program, they did not have to pay for the flight tickets. All were shifted to the free government-run quarantine facility at Nuzweed. The women were screened before boarding the flight as well as after their arrival in Vijayawada. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Civil Aviation has released a set of general guidelines to be followed during the handling of domestic flights whose operations will resume on May 25. At present, only cargo and flights for evacuation are being operated. Specific operating guidelines are communicated to major stakeholders such as airlines, airports, and ground handling agencies. Telangana's IT exports crossed rupees 1,28,807 crore. Telangana scored a stunner in IT exports by crossing a landmark of rupees 1,28,807 crore in 2018-19, a 17.03% increase from 2018-19 when the exports stood at rupees 1,09,219 crore. This growth is way ahead of the national average of 8.09% and the rest of the nation's average of 6.02%. Despite COVID-19 affecting all sectors, including the IT, in the last quarter of the financial year. A visibly delighted Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao on Thursday congratulated IT Minister K.T. Rama Rao and Principal Secretary Jayesh Ranjan for the impressive strides the state has made in IT exports and said that by continuing to log an impressive growth figures year after year, Telangana has become the destination of choice for IT majors. The figures also showed that Telangana's employment rate growing at 7.2% compared to the national average of 4.93% or the rest of national average 4.59%. Telangana government under all-round fire for fever COVID test. The Telangana High Court's latest order allowing private hospitals and laboratories to conduct COVID-19 test has become as another blow to the state government already under all-round fire for its woeful record on testing. Setting aside the government order authorizing only the state-run hospitals to conduct the test, the High Court on Wednesday ruled that the citizens have the right to undergo the test and get the treatment in private hospitals if they can afford to pay for the same. A division bench termed the government order as undemocratic and dismissed the argument that allowing private hospitals to conduct the test could lead to exploitation of people's fears. The court orders on a public interest litigation (PIL) came at the time when the government is already under attack for one of the lowest number of tests in the country and thus allegedly concealing the true picture. Yacharam BJP MPP alleges attack by the TRS MLA cadre on her caste. Yacharam BJP MPP Kopu Sakanya on Thursday accused Ibrahim Patnam, MLA Machireddy Kishan Reddy, and other TRS cadre for attacking her and abusing her in the name of the caste when she raised a protocol issue at a groundbreaking ceremony. Machireddy was laying the foundation stone for the Pharmacity Road at Nandivanaparthi village in Yacharam Mandal of Rangareddy district when Sukanya raised some objections. Heated arguments followed, after which Sukanya said she was roughed up by the MLA, his supporters, and even policemen. Sukanya was later admitted to a private hospital in Hyderabad, stating that there was some commotion at the program on Thursday. Rachakonda police, however, said the situation was brought under control immediately. They also said that the MPP had not filed any complaint. We will inquire into the incident if there is a written complaint, an official said. Five COVID deaths, 38 new cases in Telangana. Telangana recorded 5 more COVID-19 deaths on Thursday, along with 38 new cases. The total number of cases now stands at 1,699 and the toll at 45. Of the new positive cases, 10 are migrants, 2 from Rangareddy and 26 from GHMC limits. A total of 99 migrants have been affected by the virus. Over 23 people were discharged, taking the total number of recoveries to 1,036. In a related development, one of the 4 migrant workers who recently tested positive from Adilabad delivered a baby girl on May 18. Only 22,000 tested for COVID-19 in Telangana, claims Uttam Kumar Reddy. TPCC President N. Uttam Kumar Reddy on Thursday alleged that the Telangana government was testing the least for COVID-19 with only 22,000 tests conducted so far for the state's 4 crore population. Uttam, along with TPCC working president and local leaders, consoled the family of former Minister J. Ratnakar Rao at Thimmapur and attended former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi's death anniversary in Jatiyal. Speaking to media persons, Uttam said the TRS government was not transparent about the COVID-19 situation in Telangana, which was not even revealing the correct number of deaths. Attacking Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, he said his attitude was dangerous for the state. The government was conducting only 250 tests every day. It failed miserably in dealing with the migrant laborers issue. The CM talks a lot, implements less, Uttam alleged. He further added that when there was a sudden increase in cases on March 23, testing stopped. After 28 states permitted private hospitals to conduct COVID-19 tests, but Telangana did not, he said. Only if the government conducts tests correctly, it is possible to control the outbreak. New agricultural policy will profit riots, says KCR. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao on Thursday said those farmers who cultivate crops as per the directions of the Telangana government would get the full Raitu Bandhu amount. During a review meeting at Pragati Bhavan, he discussed the regulated crop policy with officials and others. The Chief Minister said the intention of the government is for farmers to cultivate crops which are in demand and get attractive price for their yield. The farmers will not face losses if they grow crops as per the suggestions given by the state government, he said. Rao said cotton should be cultivated in 70 lakh acres in both Vanakalam and Yasingi seasons together, paddy in 40 lakh acres and red gram in 15 lakh acres. He advised farmers not to grow maize in Vanakalam. COVID-19 lockdown. 4 of a migrant family found dead in agricultural well in Telangana. According to information, they had been working in a nearby mill for the last many years. Ever since the lockdown was imposed after the outbreak of coronavirus in Telangana, the family started living in a single room inside the mill. Speaking to Express, Gesungarda Inspector G. Shiva Ramaya said that the family may have been facing financial issues owing to the lockdown and that might have led to them taking the extreme step. We retrieved their bodies from the well, and the clues teams and the dog squad were deployed to inspect the spot, but we did not find any injuries on the bodies, the police said. A case has been registered under Section 174 of the CRPC of the suspicious death, and investigation is on. The bodies were shifted to Mahatma Gandhi Memorial Hospital for post-mortem, said Ramaiah. With this, we conclude with our today's news headlines. For more such latest news and updates, like, share, and subscribe By and Times. Stay tuned, stay updated.